Hey everyone, it's Dan Charles with Light Forex. It is March 7th, Saturday. I'm going to break down the major Forex pairs for the weekend. Please subscribe to the channel and go to Light Forex in the link in the description below. Okay, let's take a look at the Australian USD. Well, if you look at the 240 and the 60, you can see that it's definitely setting up to break out. And you can see there's some support recently around 66.28. Blow that up. Yeah, you can see it's starting to break out. I'd like to see it above 66.50. A nice break above there would be nice. See 66.47. There was some resistance there as well. We pulled back on that price. So that's for the lower time frames. But yeah, we had this big rebound and we got some support at 65.86. You can see we held that yesterday. Very weak candle though yesterday on the 6th, the Friday. Just a weak, very weak candle. Now the weekly is telling me we have higher to go. The monthly as well. And of course, like I mentioned off the top, the 240 and the 60. So let's see if that can break out. It needs to hold the support also at the low 65.84, but definitely this 65.87. You want to see that hold because in a downtrend, you're going to have a rebound. So this rebounded, but if this sets up and breaks that support, you can easily see it could set up for the next leg down, the next move down. Now, this looks more to me that we're turning around and the trend is changing. But in the market, a day or two, things can completely change around. So right now, I'm still bullish, even though this is a very weak candle. But let's see if it can hold support and continue to break and get above the next level, which would be 66, 64. You really want to see it above that level. That was a support level, and you want to see it break above that. So let's take a look at the Australian futures. So the Australian futures look a little bit different. We hit some resistance at 66.47. You can see that was the high on March 3rd. The high 66.47, and then yesterday 66.47, and we are gapping up a little bit. So that is something to take note of. It does look a little bit different on the 60 and the 240. It was setting up quite bullish on the AUDUSD, and the Australian futures here look a little bit like we could pull back. So that's why I look at the futures as well, because they might look a little bit different and they might change my opinion. So they did. So we need to break through this resistance, and this definitely could be pulling back. So let's see how that plays out. Now I'm looking at this a little more neutral. Looks more bullish on the Australian USD. Australian futures definitely looks like it could pull back. All right, now the Euro USD has been on quite a bullish tear lately. Now we did hit some resistance. You can look at the 60 here and 1.1355. Blow that up. So we did hit a bit of a wall at that price, pulling back, trying to hold support around 1.1287. Looks like it wants to break that. Yeah, this has just been on a major run up, big move, and it's just going straight up. So I've been really wondering when this is going to pull back. Now, I drew in this support level of 1.12, and you can see the last day it held that support and continued the uptrend. So every day that I've been drawing in support that I want to see hold, it's been holding that support. Just like when it broke out here on March 2nd, I drew in this price, needed to hold, held this support, held these lows 2 days in a row. It hit that support and then continued to break out. Then it held this level of support. So it's been very, very bullish, and to me this definitely looks like it's ready to have a pullback. But let's see if it can hold support at 1.12. Let's check out the futures. Yeah, the futures are showing a massive gap up yesterday, and gaps need to be filled. So yeah, looking at this, I'm anticipating a pullback next day. Okay, pound USD. Pound USD, as well, once it hit support on the 2nd and the 3rd at that low of 1.2740, looked like it was going to break out. To me, I thought this was going to continue going higher, but I said it needed to break above 28.74, which was the resistance, busted through that, and then continued breaking out yesterday. Yeah, this one has been on quite the move. It looks like it is definitely ready to pull back. We're at a resistance price right now, 30.45. You can see here we hit resistance around February 13th, 14th, 15th at that price, pulling back, put in the lower high, lower lows, hit support, pull up. This was support. Now it was resistance, broke through resistance. Now it's back to being support. And here we are. We want to break above this next level of resistance. Yeah, I got to be bullish on pound USD, but I think this is ready for a little bit of a pullback. Let's see if it can hold 1.33,000. That's going to be important support just because it's the whole number, solid number. So let's see if it pulls back. It can hold that level of support and then continue this move up. But if it obviously if it busts through that support, it will come back the next day. Let's take a look at the futures. All right, so the futures are gapping up. We're above this resistance price of 3,000. Yeah, you want to see that hold, but I just look at these gaps and I just think this is ready for a rebound, a pullback on the pound. So that's what I'm seeing for Monday. Okay, New Zealand USD, of course, very, very bearish. It's normal to have these little rebounds on the way down, just like it's normal on the way up to have pullbacks. So here we are, we're dropping. We hit some support on February 28th, 61.91. We had this nice rebound that I called. I called this rebound. And last day, long upper wick. We're bullish, but that's a very bearish candle. And just the way we're looking on the 60 and the 240, we're putting in lower highs. And we definitely look like we're hitting some resistance, 63.70, and at lower prices, 63.66. Now there's definitely some support at 63.43, but once you break out, we have this big breakout, you're going to consolidate, go a bit sideways, and you can just see if we blow up to 240. Got that support showing around 63.44. So yeah, this one it looks like it could pull back next day. The candle's very bearish. You want to see it continue to hold the support at 63. That's key. So I wanted to see it hold 63 and continue this break. I want to see a close above 63.50. But just looking at this candle and the way it's been, this rebound, it's definitely setting up like it could have a down day next day. But the most important part is to hold 63. Let's check out the New Zealand futures. All right, so we got this gap on the New Zealand futures, and gaps get filled. So just like you saw here, February 12th, gap up. Not only did we fill the gap, we continued going lower. Gap down here, gap got filled, and we just have this gap. So gaps, yeah, they typically will get filled. Now, if you look at the weekly and the monthly, it definitely looks like it's putting in a bottom, and you'd say 62 would be important support level. So yeah, I gotta be bullish on the New Zealand, but just like I said, it looks to me like it could come back next day. Okay, USD Canadian dollar holding support at 1.3400. It's important that it holds that price. It's well, very weak candle last day, Friday. Very weak, but you got to still be bullish, even though we did hit some resistance at 34.39 on the 60. And we are going a little bit choppy. We're going up, but we're going choppy. And we're hitting resistance. So you really want to see a break above 34.40, a strong break to really be confident that this is going to continue. Weak candle. Yeah, the 60 just looks, it's sideways and kind of weak. The 240, same thing. It needs to break above 34.40. So let's see it break above 34.40 and continue to hold 1.3400. Let's check out the Canadian dollar, because maybe things look a little bit different. Well, the Canadian dollar, I mentioned a while ago that 75 cents was important support. Now it's resistance. This is setting up to continue going lower. So it needs to hold the low made on February 28th, which was 0.7427. And it is setting up to come down and potentially break that. Now, yeah, you just look at the weekly chart and you can see the long upper wick. The momentum is more downside. And now the 60 and the 240, we got long upper wicks here at the bottoms. So that's telling us that the buyers are buying it back up. It's definitely not, it's showing signs of bullishness. So that needs to be noted. But the higher time frames are definitely looking more like a continuation of the downside. Now there is some support on the 60 at 74.410. So you really want to see that price break before you confirm being bearish on the Canadian dollar and bullish on the USDCAD. Okay, lastly, the USD yen. USD yen looks like it's setting up for a rebound. Now the low was 104.99, so strong support at 105. Look for a rebound on this one. It's just been dropping straight down. It looks like it will have a rebound. Let's take a look at the yen. We'll see if the yen looks like it's going to pull back. Now the yen, big gap up. And yeah, this is telling me that we're due for that pullback. So look for a rebound on the USD yen next day. Okay, that's the breakdown for March 7th. Please subscribe to the channel and go to the description, go to the link in the description below this video. All right, thank you for watching and have a great weekend. Thank you.